Yo, what's good everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be bringing you another Killstreak breakdown. This Killstreak is with raid on Kashyyyk at nighttime. The start cards I'm using for this Killstreak are Damaging Strike, Focus Sight, and Resilient Dash. Let's get into it. So as you can see, I'm just trying to push up here. Since it is nighttime, it is pretty hard to see. So Raise Insight works really well. Always use it when you have the chance, as it does take you off enemy radar and you can see all enemies around you. And since it is nighttime, enemies are normally harder to see, and which means they see you less. So yeah, as you can see, I'm over on this little platform bit, activating Insight, pushing up towards the MTT, see a bunch of enemies. They barely see me. As you can see, this is why Damaging Strike is so good as well, because I just line them up and dash into them. Getting hit from some random people. So kind of just backing up here. So yeah, use Insight whenever you can. That is my tip to you guys. Because as you see, I see the Kylo. Got him with the mind trick. He's backing up, he's scared. I didn't notice there's a barrier there. So yeah, nighttime is pretty hard to see. That's why you gotta love Insight. Because if it's hard to see enemies for you, the enemies are gonna find it hard to see you. So Insight works really well. So I wouldn't have known that Kylo was up there if I didn't use Insight. Mind trick him once again, he's backing up, he's scared. See a bunch of enemies here. The Luke and I decide to go forward, because when you activate Insight, teammates can also see enemies that are marked. So yeah, Luke and I just chilling around the right side of the map here. Get hit by a shot grenade, doesn't really matter, using Insight. They're kind of just backing up, letting my health get up a little bit. I see the MTT has gone past us, so I'm trying to back up because the enemies will start spawning on it, and I don't want to get overwhelmed. Making the most of the high platforms. So yeah, I have to fall back, unfortunately, otherwise I would have picked up a few more kills, but just trying to go back, see if there's any enemies pushing up super early. So yeah, a good tip on Kashyyyk is to always make use of the high platforms, because they're very good for scouting out where the enemies are. So yeah, just see this guy, take him out, he's got his back turned, see the Kylo, try to go after this aerial instead. The aerial dibs, and the Kylo's backing up, so I'm backing up. See this guy by himself, teammate steals the kill. A little bit sad about that, but it doesn't really bother me. So yeah, on the minimap, I do see that there are two heroes where that enemy was, so I didn't really want to push him. So since I know the other heroes on the left side of the map, I make my way over to the right side, because I don't want to go after two full health, probably savior heroes. Because I know one was a Kylo, and the other was probably like a Vader or something, so yeah, Insight works really well on these platforms like Kashyyyk as well, because then it lets you see enemies below you. So yeah, I don't know, oh, end up killing that guy. I didn't think I actually got him because hit registration was terrible. So yeah, kind of going after these guys. I see that Luke's on basically half health, so he's not really going to be super aggressive, but you never know. Yeah, see a few enemies here. Check out this one. See the Boba, the mind trick him. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he ran out of jetpack fuel. So yeah, the Luke ends up getting him anyway. So it's very unfortunate for Boba. Boba always seems to get bullied. So yeah, just kind of waiting for Insight to get back, because I couldn't find any enemies. As soon as it comes back, I use it. Just end up seeing this guy down here. And then seeing this guy, since he's by himself, I try to jump over. I actually thought I got stuck, so I was kind of scared. He ends up just wrapping around towards me anyway. I actually thought he saw me, but I was like, I'm Insight active, how does he see me? But he didn't end up seeing me because he wasn't shooting at me right away. So yeah, just activating Insight. Trying to go towards red spots on the map. See that the Kylo is by himself, even though he's at full health, so I try to go after him. Decide to go after this guy instead, because I'm not trying to die on this kill streak, even though it is a little one. So yeah, see that guy, Luke ends up getting him. I end up just swinging my lightsaber, just in case. See this Kylo, see a bunch of enemies, end up mind tricking them. That's where dash strike is really well, because when they line up like that, you can just take him out 1-2, and the damaging strike star card increases that damage for every enemy that is hit. So it's basically a one shot. So yeah, see some red over here. See there's a mole here. Try to go after the aerial. I guess I hit the mole with that strike. Kinda end up just backing up, going towards the middle, because I know mole has some reinforcements. See the Kylo by himself, and he's gone towards the mole, so let's make him way over here. See this guy, but he's right in front of the MTT. Kinda glad I didn't get completely destroyed. The mole comes over while I'm getting kind of bombarded by them. I was tempted to go for the heavy because it was on low health, but he was running towards that mole and the group of enemies from before. So I decided to play it smart and just back up. So yeah, now we just have to wait for them to push. And a tip with Rey is always to keep on the move, especially since you have Insight, because the more enemies you spot, the more your teammates will be at an advantage. Mind trick the mole, he ends up jumping. I end up stuffing up that dash. I actually thought he was down here with me, but he wasn't. He ends up dropping there. End up just leaving that group because I know mole's after me. End up getting stuck. I don't know where. It is nighttime, so it's very hard for me to see. The mole ends up trying to be really aggressive. I end up just dipping underneath the juggernaut. I know he's above me, so I'm not too scared. See this guy? No, it's an easy kill to get my health back. Same with this guy. End up dash striking him because I actually thought I didn't kill him, so that's why I used dash strike. Stuffed up those jumps, even though that's a mistake I probably made. Was I probably should have jumped with ahead of steam or some momentum. So yeah, I see a bunch of enemies in there. I don't want to be super aggressive because as soon as mole chokes you and pushes you, since it's a knockdown, you're stuffed. End up getting behind these guys. Hit detection is terrible. Still end up killing the officer. I do believe that there's a Kylo in here. I did see him frenzied. See this guy just chilling. Get rid of the heavy. Kylo tries to be aggressive. I don't think I mind tricked him. Know that he's dipping. I know that he's by himself. So yeah, he ends up looping around to the side, even though I thought he was going to go towards that spawn. I end up trying to be aggressive.
I feel his rage. It's like a knife.
Yeah, I just jump down here, activate Insight, see the Kylo on my left. See that one enemy. I don't know where I got hit from, that took a lot of damage. Oh, it must have been that guy. So yeah, at this point, Kylo just froze me because he knew I was low. And then he ended me. So yeah, that is a bit unfortunate that that's how it ended. I didn't know what did the big amount of damage, but I was getting hit by enemy troopers from behind, and looking back at this kill streak, there were quite a few that I spotted with Insight. So yeah, so tips and tricks for you guys with Rey is always activate Insight. I will always say that. Because Insight takes off enemy radars and lets you see every enemy around you. And since it was nighttime on Kashyyyk, it's very hard to see enemies normally. And if it's hard for you to see them, it will be hard for them to see you. So if you activate Insight and it highlights them, it's kind of obvious that you should always use it to see them. And that goes for any nighttime map such as Endor or Tatooine. Just always use Insight. Dash strike groups of enemies, and when I say groups, I mean like enemies that are kind of behind each other. Because with damaging strike, it'll increase the damage for more enemies that are hit with dash strike, and with resilient dash, you take reduced damage while using dash strike. It kind of goes hand in hand. And use mind trick only on heroes, because as you can see, I saved mind trick only for when Kylo or Maul were coming after me. Didn't really use it any of the other times, except for when they would dash away and I'll just use it. So yeah, I believe that is it for the Killstreak breakdown, guys. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next one.